adventure. It's crucial that we get to just be ourselves, uncensored, unfiltered. I am uncomfortable. I was pretty confident about the weather when I started this hike 10 minutes ago. But the question when you're hiking always is, am I going to bother taking out my rain jacket or not?
We've all been there, that restless feeling that something's missing, that nagging sense that despite having everything we need, we're somehow numb. Let's do something about that. Today I'm taking you on a solo overnight hike along my favorite section of Australia's Cape to Cape track. 30 odd kilometers of coastal wilderness. But hang on, let's fix this first.
Now I gotta change into my rain jacket. If I continue like this, I will be soaking wet. Yep, this feels a lot better. Now we're ready.
This might look like just another hiking video, but actually this trail was just the excuse for something deeper I desperately needed.
I came back from my Europe trip only a week ago, and ever since then I have been feeling this urge, this desperate need to be outside. And so that's what this is. I just really had to get out of the house, get moving, be in nature, be alone in nature after having countless takeaway coffees and eating in restaurants and being at airports, and I felt very domesticated. So this is my attempt to rewild myself, to get a bit of a nature reset. And now it doesn't rain anymore. Of course it doesn't. Nope, the rain jacket was too hot. Awesome ponytail gave me a headache. This is the first hike of the season I'm doing, you guys, so there's a lot of things I need to figure out and readjust and just get back into the swing of things. Ooh, yeah. Here we go.
Within an hour, I was questioning every decision. The weather kept changing, my pack felt impossibly heavy, my body wasn't used to this anymore. Everything felt wrong. And that's exactly when I remembered why I do this.
That's the thing about hiking. It can be really uncomfortable sometimes, and you're wondering why you ever bothered to get out there. But once you come back home and you had that shower, that hot shower, and your muscles ache and your feet are tired, you realize that the discomfort was what it's all about. And convenience doesn't necessarily mean happiness and joy, and it doesn't mean feeling human, it doesn't mean feeling alive, you know?
We now live in a world where friction has become eliminated, where every rough edge has been smoothed away, where we never have to physically struggle if we don't want to, never have to adapt, never have to prove to ourselves that we can handle uncertainty. But what if that's the problem?
I feel like now I'm in it. Muscles have warmed up, feels good to be out, the weather is lovely. Ooh, we're going in.
And then something shifts. My body remembers what it's built for. Movement, adaptation, being present with whatever comes next.
start raining again. I'm hot but happy.
I think the most important thing to understand is that we don't need to venture far to seek adventure. In fact, I truly believe that the medicine you need is always within your reach. And there's something to be said about finding wildness in your own backyard. Places that are yours to return to whenever you need to reconnect.
So this behind me is Injidab, very famous surf beach in the area. But there behind that headland over there, that's my favorite place. My favorite place to come to look for shells. It is a treasure trove for special shells. But I'm not going to go there today. The Cape to Cape track cuts inland a little bit here. I think what I love about this hike is that it is my own backyard, and I'm getting to know it better and better every time I walk here. If I get to walk along this coastline for the rest of my life, I'll be happy. Special treat watching the surface for a bit, but I know I'm going to have to pay for it with a steep uphill very soon. Here we go.
I recently came across the term meaningful friction, and I really like it. It's the idea that we meet resistance in our lives, not struggle for struggle's sake exactly, but more like intentional challenges that wake us up and remind us what we're capable of.
That bench has my name on it. So I'm now in the wild section of the track, which means I don't expect to see many more people from here on out. Maybe some other campers who are spending the night at the campsite I'm aiming for. But other than that, this is just a pretty long slog of coastal path, lots of ups and downs. This is the tough section. So sadly I have one very wet foot now. There's a big puddle over there and I slipped, and now one of my feet is very wet. I also feel like I am racing a bit against time. Probably doesn't look like it now, but it's winter, so the sun sets about 5 o'clock, and I still have quite a while to go, and I need to remind myself that it's okay if I have to walk a bit in the dark, because I have a head torch and it's really not a big deal. I've done it before. Half an hour of daylight left. I'm not gonna make it. Just had to have a break, eat a couple of nuts, drink some water, and now I'm kind of calm, surrendering to the flow, to my body, and to the fact that I'll be walking in the dark. sun has set behind me. Just got my head torch out. Had another big drink of water. I reckon it's gonna be another 20 minutes, maybe half an hour to the campsite. So yeah, definitely out of my comfort zone. Not in the sense that I'm scared, but I am uncomfortable.
As darkness fell, something shifted. The familiar trail became foreign. Every shadow required attention, every step demanded presence. I couldn't autopilot through this. I had to be fully there.
Let's get some water.
I'm so glad to be lying down, finding everything set up. I had a surprisingly lovely dinner. I always bring this Mexican soup. It's got a bit of jalapeno in it. And so it's really nice and spicy, and something about a long hike makes that go down really, really well. And then I also boiled myself a potato before I left, and I sort of put the potato in the soup, and that was delicious. Normally when I go on multi-day hikes, I will of course buy like trail meals that are lightweight, but because I'm only here for one night, I allowed myself the luxury of a potato and also some other heavy stuff. Like I brought this lantern here because I knew it was only for one night, and I'm actually so glad that I brought it, because I did arrive after dark. I'm gonna go to sleep now, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow morning. I'm very grateful it didn't start raining until I was literally inside my tent. See you tomorrow.
Okay, I have packed up my stuff. It is 7:30 in the morning. The sun has just risen. And I've decided I'm not gonna have my coffee and my breakfast in the campsite, but I'm gonna push a bit further to my favorite spot. I'm so happy, it's such a lovely morning. The night was pretty uncomfortable, not gonna lie. Didn't get much sleep. Something about air mattresses, right? But this morning makes it all worth it.
Or so I thought, but the new day also brought new challenges that had me questioning my life choices.
That is commitment. So there's the potential that I have a rather hectic river crossing before I even get my coffee. Only in winter this can get, this one particular crossing can get up to waist deep. I am prepared though. I'm wearing shorts under this. So my favorite spot is those cliffs over there. Oh, that didn't help. Which looks further than it is really. Okay, let's see how hectic the water crossing is. I got one hiker ahead of me and I can see him down there. He seems to hesitate a little bit. Yeah, shoes are definitely off. Now he's on that rock. That doesn't seem too bad. Guess it's my turn. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, shoes are coming off. So cold. But the sand also gets so deep here. Adventure. I made it.
You know, that morning in that ice-cold water, I felt something I hadn't felt in months, and it cost me absolutely nothing. I felt alive. We don't need to quit our jobs and become wilderness guides. We don't need to completely upend our lives. We just need to regularly remind ourselves who we are.
Let's get some water here for breakfast, huh?
The goal isn't to suffer exactly, but to remember what you're capable of when things get a little uncomfortable.
Coffee in a paper cup, the engine starts right up. Clip myself into the middle seat.
Man, I just absolutely love this spot. It's just these giant waves crashing down below, and up here it's so quiet. Every once in a while you get a bird twittering about, but other than that, nothing. And right now my body is nice and tired, and you know, I think it's so important that we as humans get to go out and do stuff like this. You know, be wild and play again like we used to as kids, whatever that looks like to you. To me, it's hiking and just getting into my body and walking. But also, especially as women, I think it's crucial that we get to just be ourselves, uncensored, unfiltered, no makeup, no performance, no fashion, just us. And yes, that is possible at home, but at home you are in your comfort zone, you know. And there's something to be said about meeting the person that you are outside of your comfort zone. Who are you? Also, who are you immersed in nature? Who is that woman? What does she look like? How does she react to all of this? What can you uncover about yourself when you meet yourself out here. You know, there's this version of myself that I become more and more interested in, and it's the version that evolved alongside this earth. I have a body that was made to climb rocks and forage berries, and a body that was very comfortable out here. And I'm getting more and more curious about the person that is hiding within me, the person who is used to the uncertainty, and the person that just knows how to behave out here. And so I think I'm just going to spend another few hours finding her, hanging out with her. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back here for the next video.
I'm running up stones on the edge of the bank. Rally the troops for another refrain. I sing this softly to myself. I sing this softly to myself. I'm buried beneath the sand. There's no way